Hey everyone, Josh Palmer here, and today I'm going to be going through my 15 favorite Blu-ray releases of all time. It's a video I've talked about for quite some time with some of my friends. But yeah, I'm not going to delay any longer. Thank you for watching. I will say that this is probably going to be framed weird. I have it on a tripod. I cannot see my reflection. I'm just shooting on my phone. But yeah, so apologies for the framing, the lighting, and whatnot. But without further ado, let's jump into this. Okay, so these are in no particular order, but first up, I'm going to be giving it to, and don't judge it by its cover, US Blu-ray release of Takeshi Kitano's Violent Cop. This is released by Film Movement, who I've been a fan of for years. My local library, I used to go there, and they had a deal with Film Movement, and they got all their DVDs, and I would just rent random DVDs. They release movies from all over the world, and in fact, I discovered a lot of gems through them. Great little company. But anyway, they moved on to doing Blu-rays here recently, and they started a little, and I'm not sure if you can see that, but they started a little sub-branch, which is of some older films, and they just call it Film Movement Classics. They did restorations of both Violent Cop and Boiling Point, Takeshi Kitano's first two directorial debut films, and I just absolutely love Violent Cop. It's a fantastic film, and an amazing debut. But yeah, the restoration on this is gorgeous. It looks like a Criterion level of restoration, and there's only one bonus feature on this, and it's called That Man is Dangerous, The Birth of Takeshi Kitano. It's a featurette. It's like a little mini video essay sort of thing, with new interviews with producers and whatnot, talking about Takeshi Kitano and how he got his start in Violent Cop. And it's got the same ugly cover and stuff. There's a cool inlay right there of one of the guys. And the booklet's got essays and whatnot in it. Nice design to it. But yeah, love Violent Cop. Love this Blu-ray release. Anyway, up next we have an Indian film called Miss Lovely. This Blu-ray is from Germany, released by Rapid Eye Movies, excuse me. And yeah, I just really, first off, love this Blu-ray because German Blu-rays almost never ever have English subtitles, and this was a movie that I had heard about some years ago. Came out in 2012. I really wanted to see it. I like Nawazuddin Siddiqui, the lead actor in this. And anyway, just out of nowhere, it comes out to Germany, and it's English friendly. And yeah, it's an amazing film. It's about, I think it takes place in the 80s. And I'm not going to butcher a bunch of names of cities I don't know and stuff, but essentially, Nawazuddin, he works with his brother named Vicky, that's the character's name, played by Anil George, and they make these, like, C-grade, like, trashy exploitation movies, pretty much like softcore, really messed up, like, makeup effects and stuff. And anyway, let's just say things get really dark, and this is not like most Indian movies that people are aware of, like the Bollywood Affair and whatnot. This is a really dark film. It's shot beautifully, and the ending to this movie is one of my favorite end film or scenes of all time in any film. So yeah, there's behind the scenes, which has English subtitles as well, and I think the trailer for it, that's about it. So it's got some stuff on it, but absolutely lovely cover. I love the artwork for this. And here is the inside with Nawaz looking creepy and one of the actresses from the film. And the disc is kind of ugly, but it's got a really cool booklet, which I can't get out of here. But you can flip around the cover and have the VHS screens that they're looking at, the monitors and whatnot. But yeah, so there's the booklet, and I'm not sure, yeah, it's not English friendly, but it's got some lovely images from the film. There's no music or dance kind of stuff in here, save for the end when she becomes, you know, like a film actress, musician, whatever. But yeah, this movie's creepy, it's unsettling, it's a nice look at a time period that I am definitely unfamiliar with, and it's just a very ballsy movie to come out of India, and in fact I think this got banned in India, so that makes it all the more worthwhile. Moving on, I am just gonna grab here, and we have Third Window Films release of Hana-bi, another Takeshi Kitano film. This one's a little more biased. This is going on here, and it's a great release, but this one's going on here because it's my favorite film of all time from any country, and I am just so happy that this has a Blu-ray release. It's since been released in some other countries, but Third Window jumps in and gave it a restoration and a Blu-ray release. Of course, there's no subtitles. This is a UK release, and there's a documentary from the original release of the film, also an audio commentary by Mark Schilling, which I haven't had a chance to listen to the audio commentary, but I know he does great commentary. But yeah, so there's the cover. I can't remember who the artist is who did this, but I think it's a lady, and she did the covers for all of the Takeshi Kitano Third Window releases, which is still continuing to this day because they're releasing Getting Any sometime here soon. But yeah, so take it off. There's the disc art, and the only one of the Kitano films that have a different case besides Getting Any now would be Hana-bi, and there is the original, or the original cover without the slip. I think the slip was limited or whatnot, but I'm just so happy. I even would have taken one without the slip. Just very, very pleased to see this on Blu-ray, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. They did a fantastic job on that. Okay, moving on, I'm gonna go with this release. This is the only, besides the Film Movement one, this is the only other US release, and that is the Criterion of Pale Flower. This is probably my second favorite film of all time. The more I watch it, the more I appreciate it. And in fact, I've seen this way more than Hana-bi, so maybe if I watched and compared the two, this might bump up to my favorite film of all time. Absolutely brilliant film. I just revisited it for my 24-hour movie marathon. Hopefully the lighting's okay in here. Let's crank this open a bit more. There's some more light. Anyway, I just redid it for my 24-hour movie marathon, and it's just so good. It's about a man, and I can't ever remember his name. Yeah, anyway, it's this man that gets out of prison, and the city's changed that he lives in. He starts to go back into his regular life. He's a Yakuza member, and he ends up at his local gambling den that he visited often. There's a woman there named Psycho, and Psycho is right because she's kind of crazy. No, but anyway, he is allured by her, and the two form a very destructive relationship. And it's a very beautiful, high contrast black and white film. Amazing cinematography. The score is awesome. The editing is sort of rhythmic in scenes, and the climax of the film, not the last shot or anything, but like I guess the peak towards the end is my favorite film scene of all time. The score, the editing, the lighting, the acting, everything's so spot on. It's perfect. But yeah, this is released by the Criterion Collection. This is number 564. And this is from 1964. On here, obviously the restoration is awesome. Criterion's always good with that stuff. A new interview with director Masahiro Shinoda, who is still alive to this very day, I believe. And I have not seen any other Shinoda films. I've seen some of Double Suicide a long time ago. I'm not sure if it was even on DVD. It might have been on like a VHS or something like that. But there's selected scene commentary by film scholar Peter Grilli, and then yes, I'm reading off of this. Co-producer of music for movies Toru Takamitsu. Then there's a trailer, English subtitles. Got an awesome booklet. I love the cover art. Disc art, booklet's great. As usual, Criterion releases are fantastic, and this is easily my favorite Criterion release. Okay, so trucking along, we have a Korean release of a Japanese film called World of Conoco. This was directed by Tetsuo Nakashima. He did Memories of Matsuko and Confessions, probably most famous film by him. This is not my favorite film by him, and in fact, besides Kamikaze Girls, I think this is his weakest of the other three films that I've seen by him. I still like it. It's really dark, really twisted. It's got a weird sense of humor that I think works and doesn't work. But this release is by the Blue Collection, obviously Korean-based company. This is $6.39 out of 1,300 copies, and I again just absolutely adore this release. The outer cover here is very minimalist, that pink splatter. Anyway, diving into this set. Set this aside. Here's the regular case with Koji Yakusho and the girl whose name I don't remember, but she has a pretty interesting name. She was recently in Destruction Babies. She's actually in a ton of films, but that's the one that I have seen her in recently. But yeah, this is like a clear, and there's a lot of stuff in here. It's a clear outer case, and that's cover's got like a milky vibe to it. It's really cool. Disc art's just like a cracked ground sort of look, like a drought. Also on the inside there. Very overcast sort of day, so I'm not sure how the lighting's going to be on here throughout. And then in here we have autographed postcard. And then the Blue Collection Limited Edition number 6. I will open this up. I've actually never opened this up, so doing that for you guys. Let's take this out. We have, again, I just said that, and I don't even know what this is. Oh, okay, it's just, it's like a little mock-up of the Blu-ray case. I don't know why that's making me smile, but it's kind of funny. Imagine if Blu-rays were that tiny. Check it out, man. But anyway, then it comes with this, again, this kind of translucent cover with the splatter on it, which they did with the case as well. These postcards, her name's Nana something, apparently. I love her name and I can't remember it. But yeah, her Conoco, Koji Yakusho's character. I'll keep these in order. Koji Yakusho and Joe Odagiri kind of having a shootout later on in the film. Another iconic shot of Conoco. And then the cliche collage of all the actors. The ensemble poster, yeah. Anyway, these are kind of awesome. I've not looked at these yet, so. Then, and I'll just set this aside to not waste time. Sorry I haven't done one of these videos in forever, so sort of embarrassing. Then we have this little booklet thing, which hosts the book. Which I freaking love this dark picture of Yakusho's character. Yeah, it's in Korean, naturally, for the release. I'm not sure if this is a bilingual book or not, but there's a ton of pictures in here. Gorgeous stuff. There's Nakashima there. No, this is entirely in Korean. Understandable though. And then, let's see, yeah. And the last thing, which is also inside of there, is a giant poster, which I really like. Hopefully I'm getting all that in there. But yeah, lovely, lovely poster. I love stuff like this, and I really want to get some of these posters from these releases actually framed, get them kind of pressed and then framed, because I know they have those creases in it. But yeah, Conoco is a fantastic film. I've only seen it once. It's definitely a tough watch, that I won't deny. It most certainly warrants a revisit from me. But as it stands, it's my third favorite Nakashima out of the 4 that I've seen. So yeah, we have another Third Window Films release. Tetsuo double feature of The Iron Man and Body Hammer 1 and 2. These are directed by Shinya Tsukamoto, who is my guy. He's like up there with Kitano. Actually, I think probably more so than Kitano. Kitano and Tsukamoto are like my 2 favorite Japanese filmmakers, and they sort of just duke it out constantly over who my favorite is. But I think I lean more towards Tsukamoto. He's very inspirational to me. In fact, any of you that really know me have seen my embarrassing student films. I kind of just ripped this guy off. Absolutely adore the man. He's an awesome person. I just love his creativity, his like kinetic energy, how batshit crazy he is. He's, well, not in real life, but in his worlds that he crafts. But again, anyway, the release is awesome. The restoration on both of these are fantastic. Right here we have Tetsuo the Iron Man on one side, Body Hammer on the other. We have the DVD right here, and then the Blu-ray. And I want to take out the slip here, well, the inlay, So if you flip it over, you have like a fan art sort of thing. And I'm not sure who designed these, so I apologize. But yeah, I love both of these. And in fact, I'm not sure why I never flipped it over. But anyway, then the special features on these, which again I will get to right here. We have The Adventures of Denjukosu, which is Tsukamoto's 45-minute kaiju theater film. I guess one of his student films. It's pretty crazy. I think the other name for it is The Adventure of Electric Rod Boy. Just crazy vampire, android, futuristic, sci-fi, cyberpunk craziness. And then we have exclusive interview with Shinya Tsukamoto talking about the Tetsuo films. The new UK trailer that they cut for both of these releases. And then a bunch of other trailers for Third Window titles. This is Region B. Third Window Films does absolutely amazing work. They're my favorite distribution company, and I cannot recommend these enough. Okay, continuing with the Third Window Films, we have yet another one of their releases, and this one came out more recently, towards the end of last year. I believe in December, actually, but this is their only, like, digipack release, and that is of Toshiaki Toyota's early years. Not really a trilogy per se, but this is his 3 of his first 4 films. Blue Ride? Something like that? Blue Spring? I can't remember what it's called. It's not on here. But this has Porno Star, Unchained, and Nine Souls. All 3 absolutely fantastic films. I guess if I had to rank them, I would say Nine Souls is the top, followed by Porno Star, followed by Unchained. Kind of neck and neck. Special features on here for Porno Stars, a new audio commentary by Japanese cinema expert Tom Mess, who wrote a book on Shinya Tsukamoto. Great author. Check out his works if you haven't. A new interview with Toshiaki Toyota. He just talks about his films and whatnot. And the original Japanese trailer. The features for Unchained Kaji. One of the main boxes is based off of Singing Impudent Man music video. Then the Nine Souls has a new audio commentary by Japanese cinema expert Jasper Sharp, making of from the original film, outtakes, and of course the original Japanese trailer. I didn't realize there was a commentary on Nine Souls. I'm going to have to get to that. Anyway, yes, lovely, lovely artwork. I think this is limited to like 2,000 copies. They're not numbered or anything. Oh, yeah, it says 2,000 right here. Anyway, this is Region B again. But yeah, open it up. Then you fold the actual digibook open. And yeah, it says Toshiaki Toyota, the early years. We got Porno Star right here, Unchained here, then Nine Souls here, and then the knives and whatnot from Porno Star. Flip it over. Each of them are color coordinated. Porno Star disc, Nine Souls in the middle, and then Unchained right here. I highly recommend all 3 films. I hadn't seen any Toyota except for bits and pieces of Porno Star, which was called Tokyo Rampage, I think, over here for some goofy reason. But absolutely interesting and very, very unique filmmaker. So this set gets, well, all these get my highest recommendation. But if I were to lean towards a set out of any of these, I would definitely say go for this. Because I have a few sets in here, but this is my favorite set that I own. Okay, moving along, I'm going to just get this out of the way because A, it's a monster, and B, I can safely say that I have barely dipped into this, which is a shame, but just because of what it is, it immediately has to go into my top 15, and that is this giant bastard of a box of Michael Haneke. This is a French release by TFI Video. Again, an absolute monster of a release. This thing is dusty. It has 12 movies in here by him. Some of these are not subtitled. I'm going to go through the movies. I'm not going to really talk on them because, like I said, I've only seen a few of these. But I've always really dug Haneke. Sadly, I've only seen a few of his works, but I really, really need to dive into this set. Over half of these have subtitles, and in fact, if I can see it, I'm going to point out which ones do and do not. These should still be in order, so bear with me as we go through these. Oh my gosh. The Seventh Continent, I believe that's what this is called in English. His debut film. None of these releases look very fancy. This one has English subtitles. Benny's Video, English subtitles, and French subtitles. 71 Fragments. Oh gosh, I don't know what these are called. 71 Fragments, I think, is just the English office. English. I have not opened this one. The Chateau. English subtitles. The original Funny Games. English subtitles again. Code in Konu. Code Unknown. I used to have the Criterion of this. This has English subtitles as well. The Piano Teacher. La Pianist. This does not have English subtitles, but Criterion literally just said this month that they're releasing it on Blu-ray, so hey. The Something of the Wolf, I think that's what this one's called. I am very sorry, this is horrible. You Haneke fans will know. English subtitles. So far, all these but one have subtitles. Funny Games, US release. This is in English, and I think it has burnt in French subtitles. Not a big deal for me. Good to see the film. Cachet. This is where it starts dipping into not having English subtitles. No English subtitles. Cheap UK Blu-ray. I will pick that up. The White Ribbon. I have seen this one. No English subtitles. That's okay. I can get a cheap Blu-ray of it over here. And the same with Amour, which is now not his latest feature, but again, no English subtitles, but I can get them over here pretty cheap. So maybe 4 of these don't have English subtitles. I mean, Funny Games doesn't, but it's in English, so I don't know, unless you're better at reading than understanding, which I understand. Anywho, I'm not going to go in depth on these. I don't know if there's features on any of these, really, but just the fact that this thing exists makes me happy. And it creeps me out seeing Haneke's face just staring at me as I walk through my room. So I set it up like this, but that's here nor there. But anyway, yeah. This thing's a monster, and it's awesome. Next, we have the Shochiko box set of Yasujiro Ozu. This is called Color for Ozu. This is 4 of Ozu's color films. He mainly shot in black and white for natural reasons because of the time and whatnot. All 4 of these releases have English subtitles, and I have only gotten to 2 of these, but I will go through there. There is a very, very small booklet. Ozu on the front, him shooting Good Morning on the back. And this is entirely in Japanese, but it does show the work that they went through for the restoration. Good Morning also just recently got announced for a Criterion, which is one of the 4 films in here. And I believe all 4 of these will come to Blu-ray. These are all Criterion level of restoration. And I know that's a weird thing to say, but Criterion is sort of the standard of how you want to present a old film with restoration. Just the process they use. A lot of people fall suit. These are up there with that. They removed everything, all the jitteriness, all the scratches. They fixed some of the color fades and all that. These are just beautiful, beautiful releases. But going through these, Equinox Flower, which I believe was his very first color film. Good Morning, which is a very funny film. And yes, the fart jokes immediately come to mind. The kid in this is really adorable. Yeah, this one just recently got a Criterion. Late Autumn. Have not seen this one yet. Really looking forward to checking it out. Love these little postcards on the inside. And then lastly, this one does have a Criterion as well, and that is An Autumn Afternoon, which I have seen this, and it's been forever, but Ozu just makes absolutely beautiful, fantastic works. So yeah, another lovely box. I'm just happy that this release exists. This one's Region A. Naturally, Japan is Region A. All the features have subtitles, and I'm not sure what the special features are on these because I have not dipped into. Aimless Bullet by Korean Film Archive. This is their 6th film. They just released the Last Witness, which is their 7th release. And then People in the Slums is going to be their 8th release at the end of this month. So excited to order both of those. And I'm sure The Last Witness would go in here as well, as it just looks amazing. But anywho, probably more so than Criterion, Kofa, even though there's on their other releases, which is why I picked these two, there's a lot of cuts and there's some jitters here and there, and you can see some of the film damage still in there. But Korea didn't preserve their films very well. A lot of them were damaged and disgusting and corroded, and the work that they go through to get these to the level that they do. And in fact, both of these that I'm going to be showing off, these are pretty much spotless, absolutely fantastic restorations. They digitally removed the burnt-in subtitles that was on the original negative, not the original negative, but the negative that they used for this. And this looks great. Everything about it's spot on. No jitteriness, almost no specks or debris ever pop up in the film. It's an amazing film. Some argue that this is the greatest Korean film of all time. I wouldn't say that personally, but I know this holds a lot more weight with Koreans over there. But it's a beautiful film. These are region free. All the Kofa releases are. And the cool thing about this, which is different from other Korean releases, is that all of their features are English subtitled, including the commentaries. This has commentary by Jong Sung-il, who is a film critic and director, and Ha Moon-young, who is a film critic. I'm not aware of who he is. Digital restoration clip of the before and after, which is very, very interesting. And then a short little minute-long short video called Hand, directed by the director Yoo Hyun-mook of this film. 109 minutes, black and white, Korean, 4:3, anamorphic screen. Korean, English, and Japanese subtitles. Just a beautiful release, as all of their releases are. I love the booklet. This release makes me super happy, and I always get stoked when Kofa announces new titles, even if it's not my favorite movie, as a lot of these aren't in like my top whatever. Aimless Bullet is fantastic, and I'm very pleased that this had a Blu-ray. And as usual, the books are bilingual, so there's Korean in the first half and then English in the second half. Got a synopsis, Yoo Hyun-mook and Realism in Film History, an essay I have not read. On director, Yoo Hyun-mook's Aimless Bullet. Just some pictures, lots of essays, good stuff. And here's the cover. And the disc art. So yeah. Anyway, and then you guys know that there's another Kofa title right here, so I bet most of you can guess what that is. And this is their first release, number 1, Hanyul, the Housemaid, almost said the Handmaiden. This is directed by Kim Ki-young. Absolutely awesome film. I saw it online when they released a restoration of it, kind of in low quality. Never thought I would see it, so naturally I just watched it online. But then I saw that Criterion announced they were going to release it in a box set. Bong Joon-ho was going to talk about it a bit. So I bought that box set just specifically for that movie, or this movie, the Martin Scorsese set. Thought it looked great, was excited, watched the movie again, fell in love with it even more, loved the little Bong Joon-ho video. And then Kofa's like, hey, we're releasing it. And I haven't seen them side by side, but I feel like this one just looks way better visually. I think the restoration was even more upped for this, or the disc is just better produced, because this looks a lot better in my opinion. But yeah, special features, Martin Scorsese on The Housemaid, not taken from the Criterion. He did another introduction for this. Commentary by Park Chan-wook, who is my favorite film director of all time, and Lee Dong-jin, who is a film critic. Again, subtitled in English or Korean on that commentary. Directors on Kim Ki-young, a featurette, 48 minutes long, directed by Kim Hong-jun. And it, again, Korean, English, French, and Japanese subtitles on that. And it is a ton of directors talking on Kim Ki-young. And it's just a great read if you know film, cinema from Korea. You'll love it. Lots of directors I admire on there, and in particular the Kim Ji-yoon, him talking towards the end of living next door to Kim Ki-young, and sort of like the last moments of his life. There's a very interesting story in there. I don't want to spoil, so if you get a chance to watch this, look at those special features. Comes with the Box of Death, or Boxes of Death, I've also heard it called. 79-minute debut feature by Kim Ki-young. There is no audio on this. Definitely worth a watch. And then I Am a Truck, which is a random documentary that he shot, and is English subtitles as well. Love that cover. And the emboss, I think that's how you call it. This one comes with a black Blu-ray case, which is pretty awesome. Red disc there. And this, if you take it out, has an alternate cover, which I like that as well. But I think this might be the reverse. I'm not sure. I think I might have flipped it around. But yeah. So the original poster on the front there. Very controversial film at the time. So it would have had the same effect that Takashi Miike's Audition did in the 90s, late 90s in Japan. I've heard people spitting at the woman who played the housemaid in this. And good old handsome Kim Ki-young. No, but no, he's one of my favorite directors. I also recommend EO Island by him, which I really am wanting to get Kofa to do a Blu-ray release of. Not me get them to do one, I just hope they do one. It's like his other great film, in my opinion. And yeah, so that is the house. Moving on to the last set. I promise this is the last set. This was released in Taiwan. Ming-liang, 1992 through 97, I believe. Of course, I don't see where it is. This includes Rebels of a Neon God, Viva l'Amour, and The River. Ming-liang on the front there. This is Regent free and released by Sony Music. This is number 184. Not sure how many it's limited to. I think 1,000, perhaps. Anyway, it's the case once you take it out. There is a young Ming-liang with hair, which is a very unusual sight indeed. Then the discs. I'll actually pop out the disc because I think the inside art's worth showing off. So we got Rebels of a Neon God from 1992, his debut. Amazing film. Viva l'Amour, 94. Really good film. And then The River from 97, which I actually have not watched, so can't really comment on that one. Not a big fan of the discs themselves, but that's okay. I mean, the content on the disc is great. The restoration on all these are beautiful. But yeah, I'm super thankful these sets exist, and thank God for region-free Blu-ray players. Then the booklet, Ming-liang looking through his camera. It's hard to flip through this, and I don't like overly widening, so apologies for the awkwardness. But just lots of pictures in these. I think this is entirely a picture booklet. But yeah, so The River. And the awesome thing is that there's a film cell from the movie on all these. So I actually own a little strip, which I don't know if you can see that or not. But yeah, actual film cell from the film. Flipping through, have one from Viva l'Amour as well, and the one from Rebels of a Neon God. So yeah, if you like Ming-liang, this is the set to own. There are only 4 Ming-liang films on Blu-ray at the moment. That would be this set with his first 3 films, and then Stray Dogs, which was released through Cinema Guild in the US. Cannot recommend this enough. If you like Ming-liang, this is a no-brainer, and I can't recommend Ming-liang to everybody because I know he's not for everybody. Heading in to the last 3 here, we have Nova Media's release of The Isle. This is Nova something. I don't know what this series is called, but They also did Ditto. I know that's one of them. Kim Ki-duk film. Great release. I have 489 out of 700. Again, awesome restoration on this. This has a very cool texture as well. Then it has this really thick case here. Lovely cover. Region free. Yeah, big thick booklet. The disc always falls out of this, which annoys me, but so I'll try to be careful with that. I won't get into the booklet because this video is way too long. Then right here you have these little like collector cards, which are really cool, but really tiny. Yeah, the Isle is, I think, Kim Ki-duk's first masterpiece. Love it. It's really dark, messed up, as most of his films are. I haven't seen it in a while, but as usual, I'm going to drop it again. Criterion levels of restoration on this one. I saw this film forever ago online as well. It was another film I thought I'd never see. A disgusting, like, ugly transfer. This is the best, without a doubt, that the film ever has and probably ever will look. Really, really interesting character study of this woman who goes around and she, there's a bunch of these like floating little houses out on a lake. I'll just get to this later. And she goes from like house to house and provides, you know, care to all the people. In Kim Ki-duk fashion, things can't just be simple like that. And things get messed up. There's animal parts of it kind of messed up. Sex, violence, fish hooks. But yeah. The Isle. Great, great film. Then going into the last two here. These are both releases by my favorite director, so I kind of gave it away just right now. But first, we're going to do JSA by Park Chan-wook. We got Lee Byung-hun on the front, Song Kang-ho on the back. This is released by Nova Media as well. This is number 6. This is on a different series, apparently. And on the inside, we have a steelbook, the film's original poster. Lee Byung-hun crossing the bridge. Oh yeah, and that's Lee Young-ae, I think that's her name, from Lady Vengeance. And on the inside, ooh, this sucks. Apparently over time these postcards just kind of curve up. I guess that's what paper stock does. But yeah, this one has the same kind of, I can't get these out. Sorry, I'm not going to show these off. But you can see, it's got postcards from the film, little trading cards of each of the characters. Sucks that these wither up. I should have expected that, but anyway. Yeah, so the disc art's black. Again, restoration on this one is absolutely phenomenal. I used to own a DVD from the US of JSA. Really ugly transfer, but this Blu-ray just blows it out of the water. I just took my DVD and just gave it to my friend. But then he ended up getting this, so I think he chucked it in the trash. But yeah, JSA, wonderful film. A lot of people not a lot of people, but some people dog on it because they're like, oh, it's not Park Chan-wook's style and blah, blah, blah. I think his style's most certainly there. This is probably his most mainstream, kind of accessible film, but there is so much Park Chan-wook there. The characters, the development, the interesting cinematography. There's a couple of dated, like the Weird Owl, kind of how they animated it at the beginning. There's some beautiful shots. I don't want to spoil it, but towards the end with Lee Byung-hun, there's a wonderful shot there. There's a shot where the guys, they're sitting at their post on the South Korean side, and he's looking through his eyelids and just seeing the sun through his eyelids. I've always wanted a shot of that in a movie, but apparently Park Chan-wook did it like almost 20 years ago. But anyhow, this film's about people on the border between South and North Korea, and they kind of cross over and become buddies. And it's just a really touching film. Really heartbreaking. Beautiful, beautiful movie. I absolutely adore this film. And even though it's not my favorite Park Chan-wook film, I think I can watch it more easier than his other films. This is bilingual as well. Yeah, I'm getting into that mindset where I realize that this video's gone on for way too long. So yeah, JSA, gorgeous release. Those are still available on Nova Media's site, so get you a copy if you can. They're expensive though. That is Region A. And then last, but most certainly not least, is Plane Archive's release of Park Chan-wook's Older Boy. I'm not even going to talk about this film. People watching this know exactly what this is. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely fantastic film. It's in my top 5 of all time. Have this gorgeous purple case. This was their first release that they did for this, and they since released Steelbook and subtitled some more of the features, but I don't care. I already have the old American Blu-ray for that. But yeah, comes in a purple case. Awesome slip here. There is Old Days, which is a documentary that Plane Archive completely funded. Beautiful documentary. I actually meant to review it, but haven't gotten a chance to. And then comes with this envelope, like all of Plane Archive's releases. There is Odesu's hammer back there. And then open this up, which my lovely wife opened it up for me, so yeah. Anywho, collector's cards, a little trifold thing, which is pretty cool from promotional material. Old Boy. Got all 3 of our leads on there. The note, which I was trying to remember what this is. I think this is the note that the hypnotist, he wrote to his daughter or something. I can't remember. But it's really cool. Really wish I would have continued studying Korean. And then this awesome Cannes Film Festival promotional. I'm guessing that's what this is from. Out of focus, blurry shot of him going down the hall, which is an iconic scene. What can I say about Old Boy? It's fantastic. So yeah, that wraps it up on this very, very long video. For those of you who have stuck through it all, thank you for watching. And for those who didn't stick through, thanks for watching as well, even though you're not going to hear this. This was sort of just a spur-of-the-moment thing. I've been wanting to do it for a while, and I had some spare time, so I figured, why not? I sat down, finally did it, went through these. Don't think I showed them off to the best of my ability, but I tried with what I have. Anyway, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think of these films. What do you think of Michael Haneke? Because I have barely touched that box set. Anyway, as I was saying, my camera cut off. If you have any films for me to review, let me know in the comments below. I take recommendations for movie reviews. Should have a review for a film called By the Time It Gets Dark. It's a Thai film that I recently watched, and another Japanese film called Au revoir l'été, something like that, by Koji Fukuda. I really like both those movies, so I'm going to be talking about those soon. So in the next few days, expect some reviews, and I will be doing a Blu-ray update, which I haven't done one of those in forever, but that'll be sometime in the next week or so. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you'd like, and I will see you all.